Join us as we enjoy our last day of our 11-night cruise through Northern Europe and Belgium. Here's how we spent our time in the charming city of Bruges. For this port, the Disney Dream actually docks in Zeebrugge, which is about a 25-minute drive from Bruges. We had booked transportation through the cruise line since it seemed the train would take a little longer than the bus, and it was our last port day, so unfortunately it was a little bit shorter. We boarded the bus and were given a map along with some contact information in case of any issues, and we were on our way. The guide on the bus gave us a little bit of information about some points of interest in the city, and we were also given a little bit of history about Bruges as we traveled from the port to the city. Bruges as a whole is designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is often considered one of the best preserved cities in Europe. So we were very excited to explore the city and see what it has to offer. We were dropped off at a public park and were told to meet back here to be picked up by the bus. The walk into town from here was about 15 minutes, and it was a pretty easy walk, though we did have to navigate a few stairs. As we entered the city, we immediately knew we were going to fall in love with this charming place. Architecture that looked like it was torn from a storybook, and literal swans swimming in the canal. The picturesque city of Bruges stole my heart, and I don't think I've fully recovered. As much as we wanted to stop and just take it all in, we were on a mission, and that mission was getting breakfast. We passed through this area that had cafes and souvenir shops. There was even a Harry Potter store that looked insanely crowded, but that's okay, we will come back and check it out later. Right now, we're hungry, and we have to get some food. We made our way over to That's Toast, which is an all-day breakfast restaurant that has great reviews. There was a bit of a line when we arrived, but it moved quickly and we were given a seat outside in their adorable courtyard. We ordered lattes, and everywhere we went in Europe, whenever I ordered a latte, I always got a little treat with it. It was always something small, but I always appreciated it so much, and I think in the US, we really need to start doing that. We ordered breakfast, which was 2 different types of avocado toast. Both were extremely delicious, and overall this restaurant was very affordable. After breakfast, we took to exploring the city. We had no actual plans for Bruges other than to try the fries and the waffles, so we really just wanted to walk around and see more of Bruges. Though I've been told it's a waste of time, sometimes my favorite thing to do is just walk around a new place and see what I can learn about it. Since Bruges is a canal city, a lot of people chose to take canal boat tours. Since we just did this in Amsterdam, we decided not to do it again, but it is a great way to see a lot of the city in a short amount of time. So if you're visiting here, it is a good tour to consider. We walked around a bit and just admired the architecture. And then we decided we needed to look for a magnet to complete our stateroom door on the Disney Dream at a nearby shop. There are lots of souvenirs available in this general area, so if you're looking for something specific, you can probably find it here. We ended up at the market or main square where we saw the Belfry Clock Tower, which is just stunning. As well as the Provincial Hof, which was used as government meeting hall until 1999, but but is now mostly used as a ceremonial building and for exhibitions. In this area, you'll also find plenty of cafes and shops. And honestly, the whole area over here is just beautiful. We spent a little bit of time taking way too many pictures and just soaking up the atmosphere. We headed back out of that area, just walking around in the canals and taking in all of the scenery. I'm someone who loves to walk, so though this might kind of seem like a little bit of a waste of time, I really enjoyed walking along the cobblestone streets, looking out into the canals, seeing all of the houses, the flowers, and just taking it all in. This was a really great way to spend about an hour or so, kind of just exploring the area. You may or may not remember, but years ago there was a famous dog on the internet who loved to look out his window. At the time, he was considered the most photographed dog in the world. His name was Fidel, and sadly he is no longer with us, but we stumbled upon his home while walking, and we imagined how he must have loved his life watching out the window into the canals. My daughter was obsessed with this dog when she was little, so it was kind of like a really full circle moment for us to be here and see where his home was. We later decided to check out the Basilica of the Holy Blood. This is a beautiful church, but people were actively using it for prayer at the time, so we didn't want to stay too long so as not to disturb him. We quickly went in, looked at the architecture, and then we left. We then decided it was time to get a waffle with chocolate and strawberries and whipped cream, and it was absolutely delicious. This little area also has benches and tables that you can sit at, which was a nice touch as well. Then we found the sweetest Christmas store. I love anything Christmas really, so this was a fun little stop. So many beautiful pieces made from wood. We did actually grab a couple pieces as Christmas gifts, so that was very fun. Our time in Bruges was quickly running out, so we knew we had to stop and get fries before we had to leave. Though it seems to be somewhat debated, it generally is believed that fries originated in Belgium. We as Americans call them French fries, as an error made by US soldiers during World War I who heard Belgians speaking French and assumed they were French. But they're not. Regardless of who invented them, these were delicious. As we headed back to get picked up by the bus, we stopped very quickly in the Harry Potter shop, which had lots of Harry Potter merch and goodies. And then made our way back to the park. Our bus picked us up, and we were on our way back to the Disney Dream. Due to the security layout in Zeebrugge, we had to get off of the bus, go through security in the terminal, and then board a second bus to get onto the ship. We waved goodbye as we sailed away and got ready for our last night on board the Disney Dream in Europe. We had a show in the Walt Disney Theater this night and were pleasantly surprised to be welcomed in by Jordan Caswell playing. And of course, course, we had to put our last magnet on our stateroom door that showcased all of the places we had stopped along this cruise. After the show, we realized we had never made time for the Midship Detective Agency game on this cruise. We love this game, and I think it's such a fun way to learn the layout of the ship as it takes you all over and search for clues to solve a mystery. I highly recommend playing this early on in your cruise if you're looking for a way to have a little free fun on board. We chose a game featuring the Muppets, and it was a lot of fun. I always love things like this, and I think even if you're not a child, I still think they're fun.
Folks, the detective trainer Susan will now explain how to help.
One thing that is unique about the Disney Dream is that Pepe from the Muppets has his own stateroom door, and this game will take you right to it. But if it doesn't for some reason, you can go check it out yourself. It's door number 5148 and a half. Our last dinner was at Animator's Palette, which by now you probably know is my favorite restaurant on Disney Cruise Line. So I was excited that we got to experience this on our last night, along with my favorite show, an Animator's Palette. Basically, each guest draws their own character, and then they come to life on the screen later on in the night. People get so excited seeing their characters on the screen, and I just love the look on everyone's faces when they see their characters in motion. I was apparently so excited that I forgot to film our dinner. Those of you who enjoy the food pictures, I do apologize. And that was how we ended our 11-night Disney cruise through Northern Europe. The next day, we arrived in Southampton for our departure and moved on to Scotland for our next adventure. We hope you have enjoyed this series as much as we have loved sharing it with you. It was an amazing cruise, and thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.